Hi Astha, I hope I'm audible. I think we can start with a session, and meanwhile, the interested people would be joining in soon.
Sure, that surely works.
Great. So, hi everyone, welcome to the FIFO Talks. I hope I'm perfectly audible. And today we have Aastha Kochar with us. And hi Astha, firstly, how are you doing?
Thank you, Harshita. I'm doing amazing. Honestly, it's like a hectic day because month ends are really packed.
Right. And I hope
Yeah,
you enjoyed your weekend and didn't overworked.
I did. I did. I think that's the only major problem with me that I end up overworking often.
Okay, but I loved your way, like you keep your working and the personal hours apart, so like you can get some free time too,
I
maybe.
am actually trying to, recently I set up my own office for the same purpose that I can separate my professional and personal life. That is, I can work from probably 10 a.m. to say 7 p.m. at max. And then after that, I go to my home. I try to keep my personal life separate, but honestly, it's not been successful yet. I still end up working at night as well, but I'm kind of trying to separate.
Right, it has been an habit, and it would definitely take some time to get rid of it, but yeah.
For sure, but that's an ultimate objective.
But I must tell you, like once you start separating the two things, na, it becomes very easy, and you just start enjoying your life more because now you are not be in that tension always. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get there yet.
Great. So we will be keep talking about Astha's personal and professional life. So before that, we can start with a session. So today's session is about blogging and blog writing. So that's the two topics, I guess, that's misused so much. So let's start with the questions, Astha, and meanwhile we can take the questions from the audience too.
Sure, sure. Let's begin.
Okay, so before we start the topic, I would love to like introduce yourself to the audience so that I we get to know you much better.
Sure, so I'll keep it simple and concise. I am Aastha. I live in Delhi NCR. Basically, I have been into blogging as well as blog writing both. By profession, I'm a blog writer, you would say freelance blog writer, and I mostly write about digital marketing brands, lifestyle, and health and wellness brands. So it's like I have been into freelance content writing for over 2 years now, and blogging in particular for almost 5 years. So I think I can really talk about the difference between the two, though not technically there's a difference, but how I see it and how you can pursue your career in either of the two, whichever interests you. So I think that can be a good topic to share today from my part.
Great. So I guess we all are looking forward to learn from you a lot. And let's start with a very basic question about what exactly is blog writing and blogging. Like, what is the difference that you can see from it?
Okay. So, when blogging as a term actually came to us, I would say it was in late 1990s. That was referred to as something like an online journal where individuals share their thoughts and experiences as they do it in a diary. So you would say whatever people journal, that is write in their diary, when it is published online, that is what was referred to as blogging or say a blog. But the definition has kind of changed now. You see that businesses and online websites have a separate column labeled as blog on their website where they publish informative pieces of content. So if you technically see, blogging is blogging. It's not different from blog writing. The thing is that the original definition of blogging, which was expressing your own thoughts, experiences, journeys, is no more there. If you see websites which have published blogs, technically blogs, they aren't really sharing their thoughts, they aren't sharing their experiences or say whatever they want. They're actually providing informative pieces of content that we actually call as articles. But the
Articles.
objective of those blogs that the businesses are publishing is to answer the most common queries of their prospective buyers. So, for instance, if you see a digital marketing agency having a website, what they would be publishing on their website would not be their thoughts or feelings or their experiences. Instead, they would be answering the questions of their prospective buyers, like what is SEO, what is content strategy, or say how to run Facebook ads, something like that. Because they want to attract or say get the attention from people who are looking forward to their services, maybe not now, but in the future. So, businesses, probably digital marketing agencies that are providing services would be publishing on similar topics to build their credibility, to provide information and build credibility, and then win the trust of their customers and ultimately convert them into their customers in the long run. So that is what we see as the objective of blog writing or say blogging for businesses. But as I said, the initial reason for starting blogging was so that an individual can share their thoughts, their experiences online, just to share it with others.
Got it. So now it's kind of like mixed, but previously it was like a blogging, a different thing, and blog writing would be a different thing.
Absolutely.
Right. So I had doubts that blogging would be a thing where you write blogs to actually share your experiences and knowledge with the audience. So blog writing, how like blog writing would be different, and if yes, then blog writing and article writing, are they same?
No. Okay. You can say blog writing and article writing are the same, but blog writing and blogging aren't the same. The reason, as I mentioned, the purpose of blogging is to share from my own, say, whoever is blogging, from their own experiences, their thoughts, their feelings. But if you read blogs on any business or say online website like Ahrefs, I mean, any website, even if that's an e-commerce website or anything, you would see that they are not sharing their thoughts. Instead, they are sharing information, valuable information based on research or say based on facts and not really their feelings or say something opinionated. So that's the major difference between blogging and blog writing, I would say. If you still Google up what is the difference between blogging and blog writing, you wouldn't see that. It is just based on my experience that I observed that the initial definition of blogging has changed, and now blogging and blog writing are two different things. And basically, I'm into both, as I mentioned.
Okay, Sovik says I still couldn't get the difference between the two. Can you explain again? Like you can maybe explain with an example. How would they look differently to us?
Okay, sure. So just keep this basic difference in your mind that blogging is about sharing your own perspectives, sharing your own thoughts, experiences, journeys with the people, and your sole objective there is people to know about your life, not much more technical or something to influence them. That's not your purpose. But with blog writing for businesses, suppose if you are blogging for your own self, you can share about how your day went. Okay, you can share about this session, what I spoke about. This is what you term as blogging. But when I talk about blog writing from the business perspective, it is basically the blog section that you see on any website. For example, open Mintra, example, open any SEO related website, open Instagram. Probably Instagram doesn't have blogs, but see any website that has a blog section, whatever they would be publishing would not be their experiences, their thoughts, what they want to share. It's actually what their customers wants to, or say prospect customers wants to hear from them. So it would be information and not really feelings or thoughts. It would be information based on facts, based on research about any particular topic. So for instance, that topic can be 5 best places to visit in India. But if I talk about blogging, it can be 5 places I visited in India this year. Could you kind of figure out the difference? When you're talking about 5 places I visited in India this year, you're sharing about places you visited, you're sharing about how you felt there or how did you visit there, and basically everything about your journey that you want to share. But when you're writing a blog for a business, for example, for a travel agency, they want to attract people to visit, I mean, take their services, right? So they would be publishing about five best places to visit in India in 2022. Now they would not be, or the person who would be writing that blog for that travel agency would not be sharing their thoughts. They would instead be sharing some of the best places out there and mention more about their technical or say very specific details based on the research, as in it would take 3 hours to reach from there, and you can visit these and these places, you can try out this and this food. So you will actually find a difference in the way the two are written. For blogging, you use first person voice. It's majorly I, we, us, that is used in the article, that I went there and then I visited this. But when you're talking about blog writing for any business, you cannot, in most cases, you do not share I. Instead, you act as the whole voice of the business and not your own individual self. So you do not share your experiences. Instead, you share in the third person voice, or sometimes second person. That is, you can talk you, or you can talk about like as a narration to something, that these are some of the best places you can visit in India. So there's a difference in the tone, there's a difference in the purpose, if I talk about the basic differences.
Right. Yes, it's better for me to clear now, because like the change in title would actually describe what the way the blog is written about. So sometimes it can be like personal.
Exactly.
So in the personal journey, you will be like sharing your thoughts and experiences on what you experience there. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be great, it can be not expected or something. But in the other hand, when you are actually writing like blog writing for a travel agency, you will be just sharing the things based on research and what you want to hear as a customer, that would like create a good image in your mind and you want to go to that trip. I guess that makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That makes sense.
Great. I hope that question, like that point is clear and we are all set with the base. Now, the next most important question is, as both blog writing and blogging have like different perspective. So, which has more scope for like individuals to start with?
Okay. So we have talked about how blogging helps businesses basically to attract their prospective buyers, build their trust, and then ultimately convert them into customers. That is the sole objective for businesses to use blogging. But if we talk about individual self, why do we blog? As we talked about, to share about our thoughts or journeys or experiences, just because we want to, right? We do not see that as something to fulfill its purposes. But that doesn't mean that with blogging you cannot make money. So even if you are just sharing about your experiences, your thoughts, you can still make money, right? So we'll talk about scope as in future prospects, or what you can make money through, or what has more scope in terms of future. So before that, I would like to share some of the ways you can make money as a blogger, because it's important for you to understand how to make money before getting on a conclusion as in which has more scope. So if I talk about blog writing, you can sell these services to any agencies, or say any businesses or any kind of companies that are looking to have blogs on their website. Probably you can work with them as a part-time blogger, as a part-time writer, as a part-time, as a full-time writer, or say even as a freelancer. So you can sell your blog writing services and directly make money for everything that you write. But if I talk about blogging, so for instance, if you have your own website and you want to blog about something, then what are the ways you can make money using it? So I'll talk about five major ways. The first one is Google Ads. So if Google Ads is basically whenever you visit any website, you will see that some ads are popping up. That can be in the banner, that can be in between the content, that can be towards the end. So it can be placed on different places, and you make money using Google Ads on the basis of the impression and clicks you get on those ads. So that's one way of making money. And to actually start with that, you need to have a website. You need to publish some at least 15 to 20 good quality and long form blogs before applying, or say before requesting for Google AdSense account to be activated. And once you get the approval, you can place ads on your website, wherein people who would be visiting or say clicking on those would help you make money. Now, talking about the second way of making money with blogging is affiliate marketing. You might have already heard about it, or so you would have already seen some Instagram pages that are associated with Biz Gurukul, that is some affiliate marketers. So, Biz Gurukul isn't the only way to make money as an affiliate marketer. Big companies like Amazon, Flipkart, they are all associated. I mean, they all have affiliate affiliate marketing programs. You can actually apply for them and then start marketing their products on your website with your unique affiliate link, and whoever clicks on that and whenever they make any purchase, you would actually get a commission for every purchase made. So that's another way of making money as a blogger, that is affiliate marketing. The third way is to sell your own products. So for instance, if I have a website, a blogging website, I can actually sell my own consultation call, I can sell ebooks and even some physical products, like for instance, jewelry or anything. So that's another way of making money as a blogger. The fourth way is doing sponsored posts or promotions. So, for instance, you have a good amount of visitors or say reach from your website. So people would be reaching out to you for their promotion. So for instance, if you have a travel blog, when you talk about your travel journeys, so some travel agencies can actually reach out to you and say that we want to promote our agency. So can you like mention about it in one of your blogs? So for that, you would be charging them, right? Because you are promoting them. Just like people promote on Instagram or any other social media platforms, you charge for them, like for that. So that's another way of making money. And the last, I would say that's the least popular among these is exclusive content. So you might have seen some news websites. They have exclusive content on their blog, news website. So similarly, you can have that on your blog. That is only the people who would be paying you for it can actually read that content. So that's a little less popular because you need to provide a lot of high quality material or say content so that people actually subscribe to it by paying you for it. So that's the last way I would say for making money as a blogger. But
so like by exclusive content,
yeah.
do you mean like paid newsletters or something?
So yes, newsletters can be one way, but even without newsletters, if you just like search for any topic and then you come across a link, for example, New York Times has some paid content on their page, but that's like news paid, specific paid news. So people who, I mean, you can read say first paragraph of that, and then to unlock the remaining part, you actually need to pay them or become their member.
Okay.
The same applies for paid newsletters as well, but then that isn't directly related to blogging. That's like an extension to it that you're also offering to your prospective buyers. Okay, so talking about these ways of making money, you can see that when you're providing blog writing services to other people, you can actually make money by selling those services. But when you are writing blogs for your own website, you have a lot of options or ways to make money, right? But here the difference comes. To actually make money from all the five, you need to have traffic. You need to have people visiting your website. You need to have readers who are actually trusting you and buying from you, whether it be your affiliate links, whether it be your own products, or say people, even when they visit you, then only you can make money with Google ads by those impressions and clicks. Similarly, for sponsored posts and promotion, you can make money when you have a lot of traffic. That's what you would be showing to people who want you to sponsor their people who want you to promote their products or services on your website. So you need traffic for every single thing to make money as a blogger. And the traffic is the most challenging part. So because you would see that there are so many websites out there, no matter what keyword you type out on Google or what search query you type out on Google, you'll see that there are thousands of pages out there for every single thing. So to actually get traffic to your website, you need to do SEO. From day one, you need to implement search engine optimization. We'll talk a little about it in the later part. So for that, you need to include that as well as be patient for at least 2 to 3 years, because the websites that are already there from long, say for instance, a 10-year-old website, a 5-year-old website, a 3 to 8-year-old website, a 15-year-old website would be more likely to rank on Google than yours, because that already has that authority that the search engine or the algorithm of Google would prefer it and help that rank higher than your newly developed or newly set up website. So this is the most challenging part, driving traffic to your website, and thus blogging requires a hell lot of time and patience. So if I should tell you who is blogging for and who is blog writing for, because there's no single win here on something that has more scope than the other. The answer is it differs based on what exactly you want from your blog. So for instance, if you want to make immediate money, or say you want to make money from this month itself, you cannot wait for long. Plus, you are okay with writing on the topics of your client's choice, on the way they want you to, then you should go for offering blog writing services, whether it be as a full time writer or as a freelancer or a part time writer, depending upon your wish. But to make immediate money, go for blog writing. But if you want to establish yourself as a well known blogger and you do not want anybody to tell you what you should be writing about, you want that freedom to express your own thoughts, feelings, whatever you want to post about. Plus, you are not in a hurry of making money. You are okay with investing a lot of time and resources in at least, for at least 2 to 3 years in the beginning before you start making money, then go for blogging.
Got it. It was like very well explained. And we have some questions, so should we take them up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Yugesh is asking about making money by writing on Medium. So, can you throw some light on it?
Okay, so honestly, I started out on Medium sometime back, say like when I was using a free website. Then I started out on on Medium, and back then there was no monetization method. Okay, back then when I'm talking about like 3 to 4 years back, at least for Indian. So it was like I randomly posted some blogs and then just to share my thoughts and no other purpose. But recently I've come across the monetization model of Medium, that you can actually make money by writing blogs. And that's again, like I mentioned, exclusive content. So people, uh, whatever queries they put on Google, sometimes Medium's link pop up, and in case people want to reveal that content or say they want to read that entire content but they are not the members, they are required to pay for it. That's an exclusive platform where people pay to read. And in case people are, I mean, if I have subscribed to Medium, I can access all the blogs out there, or whatever the limit is in my plan, I can access them. So the writers on Blogger, if I talk about from the writer's perspective, they can actually monetize their content, they can make it exclusive, and that can only be consumed by people who are paying it. So that's a way of monetization. But to be honest, I'm not sure how much you can make with Medium. Plus, that monetization model of Medium is not that great, I would say, because that's not great, particularly for Indians, because that requires some more paperwork and some more technical things to be set up before you actually start making money. If you really want to make money with blogging by writing blogs for your own self, then I would say go for your own website, a paid website on WordPress, Wixsite, or Blogger, whatever you prefer. I have mine on WordPress, and that's how you can monetize it with all the 5 ways I've talked about.
Great. I hope it answers the question. Next is Souvik asking for any other blog writing opportunities, like apart from actually working as a freelancer.
I'm not really sure of this question, but as I talked about, you can like offer blog writing services to different people, as a freelancer, as a full-time writer, as a part-time writer, and even as a guest writer. So you would see that some websites need, for instance, some businesses, instead of hiring writers, what they do is they allow you to write guest posts for them. So some are paid, some are unpaid. So you would actually be able to find best websites in your niche, whatever niche you are. Just Google out best websites that allow you to write guest posts in travel niche or technical niche or whatever your niche is. So you would see those websites, you'll come across their guest posting guidelines, and there you will see that people would allow you to write blogs for them, and if they are paid, they would be paying you for it. But again, that would be based on what guidelines they have for you. There you cannot express your own thoughts or feelings. That's practically possible only with blogging.
Right, and even when one is starting out, they cannot niche down at like the from the first day, because they want to get the hang of the industry, and they can work for different clients, different industries, and different type of projects to learn about the blog writing more.
Absolutely, that's the best part about providing such services, that you can actually explore and give that in different niches. Even I started as a generalist. I wouldn't say that I'm still a specialist in something, but I have niched down to like three things, that is digital marketing, health and wellness, and lifestyle. So again, these are pretty much broad in itself, but I'm kind of trying to niche down, but yet I'm open to other opportunities as well. So even as a generalist, you get to explore a lot of fields, and then at a later part, you can decide which one you're really enjoying and what you think has the best future for yourself.
Right. Great. Hope it answers the question, Zoik. The next question is by Ayushi. It all starts from our work, which we showcase as our portfolio. So, will you share some tips on getting started with portfolio, and specifically things we should never skip?
Sure. So should I go ahead with it now or probably later, because that's a little unrelated to our topic?
Okay. So, I
We are
think
yet to come on blog writing services, like how to get started as a freelancer. So I think we can talk about it then.
right, definitely. So the next question of R was based on the Google ranking, because you just said that how SEO is important uh, for like every type of writer, be it a blogger, be it for the client's blog writing. So for writing, like before actually ranking on Google, we need to write some very good blogs so that it has a high quality. So what are your some tips to write a killer blog so that it can rank on Google?
Okay, so when we talk about ranking on Google, you need to understand that it's all about search engine optimization. And to make it a little simpler to you, keep what SEO really means. So, search engine optimization is the process of improving your site's visibility when people are looking up for something similar that you have to offer. So, for as I just talked about, whenever you are searching for something, you would see that there are thousands of pages who have written about it. For example, if you're writing about content writing courses, okay, see that you would see obviously that niche has a little lesser competition, but still you would see that there are so many different pages out there who have written about it. And Google search result page goes up to like 10 pages or probably even more than that. So, and you know, there's a quote: if you want to hide a dead body, hide it on the second page of Google. So, why is it said? Because nobody comes onto second page of Google. Most people, you'll see the statistics, it's about 90% people take the exit from the first page itself. It's only the first 3 to 4 links that people open. Ask your own self, whenever you're looking up for a topic, you rarely go to the second page or third page. Keep it aside if you are doing some research, but for normal, to get answers of any general thing, you'll probably take an exit from the first page itself. So it's important to come up in the search results on the first page and even preferably on the first position. Now, how do you get there? By implementing search engine optimization. The websites that have done that well are the ones that you see on the first or even the second page of Google, and the rest all are, buried down there. That is third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth page of Google where nobody visits. So, if I talk about SEO, there are three different aspects of SEO, three different types of SEO. The first one is on page SEO, which is what is more important to us as writers. The second one is off page SEO, and third one is technical SEO. If I talk about technical SEO, it is all about the technical aspects of a website. That is the speed of the website, the interface of the website, or say the structure of the website. So all of those things that you cannot control as a writer comes under technical SEO. The website owner has a team for it already. The person who handles the technical aspects of a website. So you can ignore this for now. Talking about off-page SEO, this is what is done on other websites to help you rank higher, help your website rank higher. So this can be building backlinks. This is the main thing under off-page SEO, building backlinks as in some other websites pointing out to your website. So for instance, you have written a brilliant blog about XYZ topic, and then your blog is ranking higher. So a person who has written a blog, or a person who is writing a blog on a similar topic, comes across your page as a, like, when they're doing research, and then they see that this is a well written piece, so they link your piece in their blog. They link it because you have put some really unique insights. Probably you have interviewed some experts. So they would link to your page, and then this would help you, or say this would give you a backlink. That is some other websites ranking to, directing to your website, basically giving you a backlink. This is called as off-page SEO, and it helps your site rank higher. Why? Because it gives Google or other search engines the signal that you have really done a good job, you have actually written great content or published something really nice, because of which people are linking to you. So off-page SEO is probably the most important of all, and then technical SEO. That is the technical aspects of your website. So for instance, if your web page is probably loading in 9 to 10 seconds, then people do not have that much time to wait. They'll probably visit a website that is loading within 2 seconds. So that's all about technical things. And if I talk about off-page SEO, it's about other websites linking onto you. And talking about on-page SEO, this is what is most relevant to us as writers. This is something that we can control, but sadly, this is not as much important as the other two aspects of SEO. So if I talk about on-page SEO, that is everything that you do on your website, your web page, that is your article, while publishing it, that helps it rank. Now it is all about doing keyword research and including those keywords in your content that you want to rank for. So this is what is in your control, and you as a writer need to make sure that your content is SEO friendly, so that it helps rank it higher on Google. So is it like clear so far that what you can actually focus on and what is not in your control as a writer?
Yes, like I have got a clarity around the SEO things. So yes, Sovik asks, off page includes link juice too. So what's link juice?
I'm not really sure what is link juice.
Okay, Sovik, should I give you the access to speak if you have a question?
To
Yes.
mean that link juice is something like just like sharing the links, because you are writing some other's website and that person is linking your website through their website. So that's way they are only passing on the link, that is juice, to your website that is earning the link for that. So that's how I meant that whether it is also off page is also considering link juice or not. I have a doubt.
Like, I couldn't get the difference between what you said and what I said about building backlinks. Can you like differentiate between what I said and what you are making?
I guess you are saying that the terminology is backlink, but the process, whatever I just figured out through Google itself that if the person is linking back your website through their website, so it is just passing on the juice to your website. So it's just basically the process is link juice. So I thought that whether off page is considered as a link juice or not. That's why I had a doubt.
Yeah, probably you can consider the same because I'm not able to differentiate between the two statements that we just talked about. It's majorly about passing the authority to your website by giving it a link. So again, that's like building a backlink, no? So that you can consider as something a part
Got
of
it.
SEO.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay, Asta. So, can we move to the next question?
No. I'm yet to answer it. So we were talking about how to write SEO-friendly blogs, right? So this is what I wanted to clear right away, that you can only control the on-page SEO aspect and not really the overall ranking of the website. So for instance, if a client wants you to rank on the first page of Google, now you cannot promise them this result until unless you know that the client's website's technical SEO and off-page SEO is great as well. You cannot promise them ranking results because you do not know whether it would be able to rank, because as I mentioned, on-page SEO isn't the only factor. So talking about what we can do as writers to ensure that our blog is ranking higher. So it starts with keyword research. Now it depends whether you want to offer that as a service or not. So even I do that for only a few clients. Others want me to work on the keywords that they provide me with. So it depending upon what is there in the scope of your work, you can actually provide those as your services. But to begin with, you need to conduct keyword research. For that, you can actually use tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Ubersuggest, and then there are some more free tools available. So you can do keyword research and find out what keywords you want to rank for. As a pro tip here, if your website is relatively new, as I said, it would be difficult for you to rank because websites that are older, it would be easier for them to rank. Plus, websites that have some backlinks or say some good technical SEO, it would be easier for them to rank. So, to ensure that you are ranking for the content that you want to write, you need to pick some keywords that have higher search volume and less keyword difficulty. That is, the competition for those keywords is lesser. That is, not many websites or web pages have talked about or are talking about those pieces of content or those topics that you want to write for. But still that has some demand. That is, people are still looking up for those. So it is a little difficult to find keywords that have demand but less competition. But again, you can find using the software that I talked about. So you need to target keywords based on this. And for example, if your website already has some authority or say ranking, then you can actually target keywords with higher search volumes and don't bother about the difficulty level or the competition for them, because you already have that authority on your domain. So it's your DA is higher, your PA, that is domain authority, and page authority is higher. So it's like much more easier for you to rank. So then you don't need to bother much about what keywords you can actually rank for. So once you're done with the selection of keywords that you want to target, it can be some primary, it can be a primary keyword, that is the exact keyword that you want to target, and then some secondary keywords, that is some keywords related to it that you can include in your piece of content to give Google the signal that you are actually writing a good piece of content, which includes everything a potential reader wants to know about. So if I talk about the difference between this keyword that I talk about, so instead of trying to rank for say smartphone or best phone, try to rank for Samsung smartphones under 10K or MI smartphone phones under 20K. So now what it would do is, if you just Google out smartphone, you will see thousands of links out there, okay? And you will see different types of content. That is, some page would be defining what is a smartphone. Then you will see some advertisements of smartphone. Then you will see some comparisons of smartphone. So the type of content would largely differ. When somebody is Googling out smartphone, Google cannot tell what is the search intent of that user. That is, whether the user wants to know what is a smartphone, whether they want to buy a smartphone, whether they want to get the difference between a phone or a smartphone, or what they actually want. So they cannot show you the exact results. So as a writer, you should understand the intent of the buyer, or so intent of the reader, target reader whom you are targeting. So while you are writing a piece of content, try to have a longer keyword, okay, long tail keyword. That is a keyword that has at least 3 to 4 words in it, so that it has, so that the search engine or Google gets the idea what the user actually wants, and then it helps your article get it higher on the search. So as I mentioned, instead of targeting smartphone, target Samsung smartphones under 10K. Now when you write a blog about this, you know that if you're targeting this, you want to reach out to people. You want only those people to read this blog, people who want to buy Samsung smartphones that are under 10,000 INR, right? So rather than targeting a generic term, target a very specific term, especially when your website is a new one, so that the chances of it ranking higher, and not just ranking, but also the satisfaction level of the person, because their search intent is met. If somebody wants to know what is a smartphone, and your article about this Samsung smartphones under 10K ranks on the first, even if that ranks, the probably the person wants to know what a smartphone means, but your article is not at all relevant to that. So instead of targeting a generic term, again you need to target a very specific term, so that the person who is even visiting your website is satisfied. They get the value or the information they're actually looking for. So this is one tip here, to target very specific keywords rather than generic keywords, and to go for keywords that have lesser competition and higher search volume. So once you are done with picking up a keyword, primary keyword, what you actually want to rank for, you need to make sure that this keyword is included in your content. So it can be included in different places. To be brief with this, wherever you need, where all you need to include your keyword, in the title of the blog. Now, in the introduction, to give Google the idea that this is what actually you're talking about, so write it in within the first 100 words itself of your blog. The third place is the subheading. So your H2 or H3 that you have included in the piece, or say your article, you need to include that keyword there. So that also has to be included in the alt text. So probably you're not sure of what alt text is. That is a text that we give on the pictures, or say the media that we are uploading. So you need to include your keyword there. Then you need to include your keyword in the meta description also. Meta description is the description, like 1 or 2 lines that you see when you Google out a topic. You see different titles, and then 1 or 2 lines under them that attracts the reader to click on that link and not the other. So you need to include your keyword in all of these places. And apart from that, you also need to look out for some secondary keywords, or keywords that are not directly related to this keyword, but probably some secondary keywords can be like which is better, Samsung or MI, or say Samsung versus MI, or which has a better battery, Samsung versus MI. Probably are shorter than this, but something related to this topic, but not exactly the same. So when you target, so again, these keywords can be found on those software. And then when you find these keywords, you need to include them as well, because they are the synonyms of your actual keyword. And this is also what people are looking for. So including these keywords naturally in your article, plus ensuring that your article or blog meets the search intent of the reader, would actually help it rank higher. But even apart from SEO, if I talk about some other ways to make your say write a killer blog or something that actually ranks higher and also delivers satisfaction to people, you need to focus on the structure of the blog. So if you write like for example, you might have already written some articles or essays in your school. Now what was those about? It was like a single paragraph, or say 2 or 3 paragraphs, where one was used for introduction, the other long paragraph for body, and the last for conclusion. Now you don't need to publish something similar online, because if you do that, you would actually not be able to rank, because that is not easy to read, that's kind of messy. So to make it more structured, you actually need to use shorter sentences plus shorter paragraphs. Ideally your sentences should not be over 15 to 20 words, and your paragraphs should not contain more than 3 or maximum 4 visible lines. So try to break your content shorter. Make sure that it doesn't look messy. Plus you format it well by adding some bullet points, by adding some subheadings to it, so that it looks more presentable. Now apart from that, you also need to include some media to your content. Don't keep it a very text heavy thing, because people prefer to take breaks or say consume more content in visual form. So add some infographics, some good pictures, some probably embed some videos from YouTube or some tweets, so that it is a little different and not monotonous in format. And even apart from that, try to give your article a unique perspective. Try to make it a little unique than what has already been written. This would not just increase your chances of getting ranked, but also make the person feel like it is worth their time to read it. So for instance, when you are writing an article about any topic, make sure that you are checking out all the first pages that all the first articles that are ranking on the first page of Google, so that you know what is common in them and what they are missing. See, probably some of those blogs might not have included an infographic, so adding that to your blog would ensure that it gets more value. Plus maybe some blogs might not have written about XYZ subheading, so adding that, if you think that adding that would make more sense, add that. Similarly, you will see that not many people or not many websites have actually included some expert quotes in their piece of content. So you can actually reach out to some experts in those topics, or say those areas or industries, to collect their insights and add that to your article. Now that would increase your chances of getting ranked higher, because that is unique. It has some valuable insights. Plus people would be willing to link back to your website, because you have something probably, okay, assume this, somebody who is just talking about Google's algorithm wouldn't make that much sense, but probably somebody who has some website that has taken a quote from Google's CEO or Google's marketing manager would definitely give their blog or article more weightage, because it has some facts, credible information, or something that people want to know. So other websites would be more willing to redirect to, or say add link to, or give a backlink to those websites that have added something unique or have a unique perspective or a quote. So this is one tip here, that you can actually include some unique perspectives in your content to make it unique and help it rank. So this was all about how to write killer blogs that actually rank on Google. If you have any questions about this, you can actually ask.
Okay, so Asta, I just want to know, like, if you would like to suggest any resources to learn more about the SEO thing, so that we can like learn in detail and try to implement it well.
Sure. So I started with reading some blogs on Neil Patel's website. And then I started watching the YouTube channels of Ahrefs and Semrush. So I'm not sure if I should spell it right away, but it's Ahrefs. It has a website as well as a YouTube channel where you can actually learn a lot of blogs. I'm actually contributing to their blogs now. So you can learn from them. Plus, that's a website, Semrush, Semrush. Then another one is neilpatel.com. And there are some more SEO journal karke. There are some websites you can actually check them out. Plus, I would like to mention it here itself that just reading SEO doesn't help you much. I couldn't figure out as many things while reading them as much as I could while implementing them. So, which is the reason why I started my blogging website back in August 2020 to actually implement whatever I learned for like 3 months from theory. I actually implemented them, did keyword research for myself, included everything that I learned in my articles, and actually saw some great results on Google. So I would say don't just implement it, and even if you don't just learn it theoretically, but also implement it. And even if you do not have a website of your own and you do not want to invest in one, best you can do is to learn some theory. And once you are a little confident about your skills that you've actually learned something and can implement once you have a website, then go for beta clients. Beta clients are people whom you can actually experiment with. So if you have learned something, you want to see how it works, do not charge for that as much as you would once you are an expert. So ask them that you want to try out your skills and you are confident you can bring results for them, but you would like to offer them for free for a month, or say you would charge only this much for that, then they will be happy to give you their website for this purpose. Because ultimately they also want people who can work in budget and bring results for them. So try out on them and see how it works for you. But to begin with, look out for some theoretical parts on Ahrefs, Semrush, Neil Patel, all of these websites. These three are my top favorite.
Okay, and Sira asks, what is the name of your website?
Name of my blogging website?
Yes.
It's not so complicated.com. So you like type out NOTSOCOMPLICAT.com. And the other website that I have like set up recently is my portfolio website that doesn't have as many blogs for now.
Okay, so I guess I had all the questions that I just asked. One last question can be around starting as a freelance blog writer, where we can take up that portfolio question and you can share your personal experiences in that as well.
Sure. So to start with, as a freelance blog writer, you need to be a little clear on what actually you want to offer or write about. So if you have any pre-existing interest, say you are actually into sharing about travel writing or about fashion, about businesses, about crypto, if you have something similar to that in your mind, then it's easier for you to get started. Plus you have more scope because you are outranking that competition. So like you don't need to stand within the hundreds or thousands of freelancers who are providing the same services. Instead, you specialize in something already, or you write about something already, only specific niches, so it becomes easier for you to get clients that way, plus charge more. But even if you do not have any specific interest, that's okay. You can be a generalist and then start with anything that you're interested in now and look up for any opportunities that come your way. So for instance, writing about travel one day and then writing for beauty for another client and then writing for crypto for the third client after researching on those topics. So that depends upon you. As we said, it's okay to start as a generalist and then niche down as you move further. But what exactly you need to do to get clients is the main question here. So once you have some interest in your mind, try to prepare some samples. Not just try, but you actually need to prepare some samples. So samples as in, firstly, for example, I like to write about digital marketing. So what I'll do is I'll Google up digital marketing blogs. I'll see what are the best digital marketing blogs out there. I'll come across the names Href, Semrush, Naveen Patel and stuff like that. So I'll visit their blog and then see what all topics have they talked about. I'll read some of them. I'll not just read them as a consumer or a reader. I'll read them as a writer. And what's the difference here? When you're reading something as a writer, you focus on how they have written more than what they have written. So again, focus on the structure they have followed, the tone they have followed, what all things have they included, the word length. Focus on these things and then notice everything, something that you can learn from them. Then pick a similar topic. For example, some tips on on-page SEO. So if you read about this, a blog, you notice whatever they have written, then you can actually write about the same topic or probably some tips on off-page SEO rather than writing on the same topic. So depending upon your wish, you actually need to prepare some samples based on what all you have learned, and then those samples can be published. Okay, you can actually write them on a Google document or like anywhere that you want to, but I would say publish them online on your free website. So you can actually publish on Medium, you can publish on Wix site, you can publish on Blogger, you can publish on WordPress. So these are some of the common websites where you can publish. I would personally say publish on Medium, not with the intent of monetization, but with the intent of getting people to read your blogs. Because if you publish on WordPress, it becomes difficult for people to find you organically and read your blog, because ranking is difficult there for non-paid website. So for free, if you are going with, then go with Medium. Publish 2 to 3 samples, just like I mentioned, read, learn from them and write about it. Rather than copying, take inspiration from them. So once you're done with reading that, preparing a sample, writing that, then you actually need to prepare your portfolio. Now, portfolio, okay, I'll answer the same question about portfolio, what things have to be included right here. So some people think that portfolio is all about your samples. Of course, portfolio has your samples, but that isn't the only thing. You can share your samples with people to get work.
Hi Astha, I guess there is some issue from the audio.
Hear me? Do you think I'll also be answering that portfolio question here? So you can actually publish your portfolio online. That would make it look more professional, and the portfolio doesn't just contain your samples. It can certainly, but apart from samples, you can include certain things in your portfolio to give it more weightage, or say to make yourself look more impactful or professional, so that people are willing to pay you more for it. Because the way you write content is like almost the same. So what creates a good impact and why people will be willing to pay you more, you need to make your portfolio attractive as in it should be more presentable, and that can be done in 2 ways. Number one, you can make a portfolio on Canva. There you can actually make it more colorful one and include your links there and share the same as a PDF with your prospect clients. And the second way that I prefer is to host it online on any free website or a paid website. I personally have invested in a paid website for my portfolio like 4 to 5 months back, but you can actually go with a free version, and where you can have that on wixsite.com or on wordpress.com. Those are 2 good sites to build your portfolio. So there you need to include certain things in your portfolio. The first thing is about you. So you need to mention who you are, what you have been doing, and how you can help people. Then you need to include about your exact services. That is what all you offer and what you specialize in. The third thing is your samples. Now do not add, okay, I have about 2000 links of my online article, I mean, the articles that I've published online for different clients. Now, it becomes very difficult for me to choose which links I should be adding, but I cannot add all of them. What I need to keep in mind here is, if I'm applying to a digital marketing agency, I need to include some samples of their interest and not some fashion related samples. So this is something very important that I see most people making a mistake here, is not adding the things that are relevant to their prospect clients. So include some 3 to 4 or say maximum 5 samples in your portfolio that show your expertise in their niche or something that they are looking for. So even if you're not writing blogs, if you are into social media copies, then include samples for that and not your blogs, because every form of content writing is different. So do that with your samples, and then you also need to include some testimonials to your portfolio. Testimonials, that is people appreciating you for something, probably a client. So it kind of becomes difficult for new freelancers to add testimonial. How you can do that is by doing an internship. Number one, you can get a testimonial from your employer. And the second thing is going for beta clients, as I said, people whom you would not be charging more, but you will be working with them to get experience, to get testimonial, to get some samples to show. So that is again how you can get testimonial. Add 1 or 2 of them to your portfolio at least before beginning now. Now the last, not the last, but the second last thing that most beginners cannot add, but you should definitely add if you want to scale up or get highly paid for your skills, is adding case studies. Now case studies is basically presenting a story of a real organization about how you helped them, about what the situation was before you offered your services and after you offered your services. That is how you impacted them. So that includes a lot of numbers, as in help this organization scale from 10K to 50K a month, or say help them get 132% organic traffic or something like that. So you need to include case studies, not at the beginning stage, because in the beginning you do not have those results to show, but at a later stage when you actually want to scale up and make a lot of money and make people trust. So adding case studies is something that can give you edge over others. And talking about the last thing that you need to include in your portfolio is a call to action, which is a strong one. People don't do that. That is, people most likely add their emails, as in reach out to me here. Rather write something like, if you want to scale up your content writing business or content writing game, then book a free discovery call with me here, and then give your Calendly link or any other link, so that people can actually, so that you make it more simpler for them plus more effective for them. That is, you're telling them why they should book a call with you, and not just telling them, if interested, write to me on this email. So having a strong call to action is again something that is very important. So this was it about building a portfolio. So once you're done with niching down, or say preparing some samples on any niche and then adding that to your portfolio, preparing a solid portfolio, you need to, I mean, after doing that, you need to hunt clients. So for that, you can actually look out for clients on different platforms. I cannot talk about hunting clients a lot in this session, because that's like really a big topic. But to give you an idea, you can look for clients in Facebook groups to start with, because mostly you'll find people offering a lesser paying Facebook groups. Now, groups related to your niche, groups related to your industry. Apart from that, you can actually build your own personal brand, just like I have one on LinkedIn and on Instagram. There you can attract people who are looking for your services by producing content related to it. So for instance, if I have a personal brand on LinkedIn, I can talk about how to rank blogs high. So people or business owners who are looking at it, they'll find me at an authoritative position. They'll see that I know about how to get blogs ranked higher. So they would want me to write for them as well. So that's how they would reach out to me. So building a personal brand and producing content about your services and even about your experiences, about your testimonials, your case studies, you actually increase your chances of getting prospect buyers, or say clients to contact you and get paid projects. Now, apart from that, you can actually use cold emailing or cold DMing, that is reaching out to people who do not know you now, but you're reaching out to them to seek a favor. Now, again, that has a format that is to make it more effective. So, those are some ways that you can actually reach out to people. But I would say, as a beginner friendly way, it's Facebook groups. Plus, it is working under other writers. So, even I have 8 writers working under me right now because I need to expand, right? I need to get more and more clients to scale my freelancing business. So I cannot do everything on my own. Thus, I need to hire more people to help me out with it. So similarly, you would see that a lot of freelancers who have some scale of business already, they would need writers to get in touch with them, but do not just, I get some messages like, hey Aastha, let's work together and we can divide 50-50. Now tell me, why would I go with this? Somebody is randomly reaching out to me and saying that I need to share my 50% profit with them. I mean, what kind of lame joke is it? So you actually need to be more strategic, more polite, more gentle in your approach when you're reaching out to other freelancers for any favor. So try to go without any expectations and simply bond with others, network with them, know about them, and at a later stage when you feel that the person might need your services, or probably you need some work and the other freelancer can help you out, you need to ask them if they have something for you. Probably if somebody is working in digital marketing agency and only writing about digital marketing, but somebody reaching out to them for crypto related articles, they cannot accept that, but they can definitely refer the client to you.